Hello, viewers. This is Tim Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast from myself called The Black Lightning Review. And like always, I always speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to break your heart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain children adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain children adult language. Now, if you're over 18, then if you can watch, that means you're good to watch this audio podcast recording if you're over 18. Now, with this and everything else out of the way, let's get into the latest episode of Black Lightning. So basically, Tobias has come up with a brilliant plan to use the device that Gammy's girlfriend Lana and him were working on, that emitter, and combining with the extract metagene from Bao, that Lynn harvest, and combine these things together to form a emitter that blocks all management powers in Freeman. So basically, everything causing devices, making this a modifier emitter, all the medicine powers all the medicine and the powers were being blocked. So basically, at the worst time. So basically, Jennifer was crashing down after freeing the cops. Jennifer was crashing down to the ground, but lucky for her, her suit had saved her by putting her in a bubble. Therefore, forcing her to land safely, thanks to Gammy, because it was an upgrade that Gammy put it in her suit. So anyway, as for Jefferson was fighting Ishmael, and the fight between him and Ishmael was not going into Jefferson's favor, since the nullifier generator was blocking his power. So basically, Ishmael, the assassin who put Lana in concrete, which was beating, had the upper hand against Jefferson. But Jefferson, even while with power, she was made to fight back. So basically, lucky his stealth function was still working, and he managed to get the upper hand. And that's when the police showed up, and tried to take that Ishmael, but Ishmael's, since Ishmael has this advanced tech, and he's a well-trained assassin, the cops couldn't handle him. So basically, Jefferson managed to make sure that the cops got away safely from Ishmael and retreated back to, and had no choice but to, after he helped the cops, get away to Ishmael, he had no choice but to run away from Ishmael, because he was no match for Ishmael. He was not a match for Ishmael's tech while his powers. So anyway, on top of that, as for Alyssa, well, she almost got hit by a car. It wasn't for Grace shoved out at the last moment, and tag her, and push her out the way and save her from getting hit by a car. So basically, she was at Dantel's house, because Doctor has some evidence about this whole sickle cell pregnant, getting away sickle cells and unborn babies scandal. So basically, she managed to find a fund drive that Daryl was supposed to give her and his partner after, so basically her and Grace went back inside, Dante's, in his partner, and found the fund drive that Dante was supposed to get Nissa, until Nissa found him dead. So basically, with the fund drive and all, everybody, except for Lynn, who is locked up in jail, gets to Tobias and his crooked FBI agent, went back to Gammy's, little bunker, and tried to figure out what the hell is going on with them, and trying to figure out why they lose their power. So basically, basically everybody was freaking out, and Gary was like, hold on, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Seems like every meta here. I don't know what's blocking the powers, but Gary had. It seemed like Gary got everybody kept on asking what's going on with the powers, what's going on with the powers. Gary said that I don't know until or I will figure it out, but. To the meantime, everybody needs to chill out and shut the fuck up. So basically that's what Gary was telling him, I'll figure it out. But in the meantime, I need to figure out. Everybody needs to chill out and shut the fuck up. So basically, like their powers and whatnot, there was nothing they could do until Gary figured out what's blocking their powers and how. So anyway, so basically, Jefferson got a call from Detective Messiah about Lynn being locked up. So basically, Jefferson went to go see Lynn. Now, meanwhile, at Tobias, was at his sister's, at this chapel where Tobias has his sister buried. Turns out that Tobias also made another device that blocks the nullifier generator from stopping metahuman powers. So basically, he made this bracelet for Reddit, his right-hand man, with Magneto powers. That way he could still use it. He could still use his powers even with the generator on. So basically, Tobias came up with a counter device. That way, his main man Reddit can still use his magnetic powers even with the generator on. So basically, see what Tobias has the upper hand. So basically Jefferson did go see Lynn while Jennifer stay with Gracie and Listen for the night. So basically Jennifer was. So basically, Lynn was freaking out after being in jail for one night. So basically, turns out that Anissa got a call from her mother, being Lynn, to call her old boyfriend, who is a lawyer, who is a very good lawyer, to help her out with her situation. And Jefferson is pissed off that is really pissed off that they didn't call him first, and had Anissa and called Anissa to contact her old boyfriend Ken to help out with her situation. So basically, Ken managed to got let out of jail, but only on income monitoring, house arrest, probation and shit like that. So basically, Kid, Lynn's old boyfriend managed to, lawyer boyfriend managed to get, her out, but only on house on bail, or only on house arrest. So basically, Lynn is facing some serious charges thanks to Tobias. Meanwhile, TC reached out to Phil, who is Khalil's new friend, who is Khalil's new tech, who is one of Khalil's new comrades, to help him with the drive that Lisa got from Daryl's apartment, so to encrypt. So basically, CC's power. So without TC's power, he cannot encrypt. He can't hack anything. He can't even. He didn't really know how to use a computer properly by his techno power. So basically, he reached out to Phil, who is Khalil's friend, in the valley, and Phil said that don't worry, I'll send you, Phil was a nice guy, don't worry, I'll send you once, I'll send you the data once I'm done encrypting it. So basically, while Phil was doing that, he was also helping Painkiller to get, he was also helping Khalil to find Tobias's ledger and trying to get some, dirt on Tobias to help the Pierce family to stop Tobias. So basically, he found where the ledger was at, and he got it so basically, he was about to get the lesson until he went into some hiccups, but he went Painkiller mode on them, and the best fucking fight scene I've seen. Like I said, I love the fight scene in this episode between Khalil and these guards when he was trying to get Tobias' ledger. So basically, after Khalil went Painkiller mode on the guards and kicked their asses, he got the ledger, and took it back to his bunker with Phil, and he was able to hack, Phil was able to hack the ledger and found out that Tobias has a certain other metahuman on his payroll that right there from I believe it was from season 2 who with that silver mind liquid powers and whatnot that had the black people and South Freeman separated from the white people was on Tobias's payroll. So basically Khalil decided to go pay that person a visit to get some dirt on Tobias. Meanwhile, everything so basically, everybody was still freaking out about, basically, Jennifer and Liz are still, are still freaking out about, Rob their powers, Tobias could come after him and whatnot, but Lynn believes that maybe Tobias is behind the whole, them using their powers thing. So basically, Lynn believes that Tobias is, Tobias is the person behind the whole reason why every metahuman and Freeman his powers are being blocked somehow. So basically, but they don't know how. So anyway, things are not going. So basically, things are not going very well. So what's not going well to tell Baker's to the Pierce family. So everybody was freaking out that was freaking out that Rob that powers, Tobias can come after him anytime he wants to, and on top of that, that Ishmael character can come after him as well. So basically, the Pierce family was worried that at the powers, Tobias, not only Tobias can come after them anytime they want to, Ishmael, the assassin dude, was still out there. So anyway, while that was going on, Lucy Tobias talking to Destiny, who is Lady E's underboss, about the cartel. So basically, tells us that Tobias stole Lala, who is cased in concrete from Destiny, and had a meeting with Destiny and Ishmael. So basically, Tobias said that told Destiny that that the Cobra cartel now works for me, along with the Muhammad gang. So basically, Tobias made it clear to Destiny that that Little East Cobra cartel now works for him, and along with the 100 gang. And not only that, to top this thing off, Ishmael now works for Tobias. So basically, it turns out that Tobias made Ishmael the assassin dude who put Lala in concrete and tried to kill Jefferson last night. It now works to Tobias. So basically, Destiny had no choice Tobias had the upper hand against, against her, Destiny had no choice but to leave with her life, had no choice but to leave with her life, because Tobias has all the cards now, so basically, Tobias has Lala, so basically, Tobias has every metahuman's power, but gave to the generator. He has a device to make sure that his main man Reddit to use his metahuman powers, and plus he has Ishmael on his payroll now, and also now he controls the 100 game and the East Cartel game. So anyway, meanwhile, while I was after Tobias's meeting with Destiny, his girlfriend came by his place, and and she figured out that she figured out on the circuit board that that ice cream in it that he stole, that Prometheum element that he used to reinforce Jefferson and the other suits. So basically, but also she thinks that Jamie also took her generator that Tobias has and used it to nullify all the metahuman power. So basically, Gary told Lana the truth that, I did steal the Prometheum, but I had a good reason for that. As for your generator, I don't know what happened to it. So basically, Lana, what pointed a gun at Gary, tried to believe him about him not taking the generator. So basically, Gary said that I will figure out who took your generator. So basically, Lana was like, all right then, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, because since Gary told the truth about him stealing that Prometheum that he used to reinforce Jefferson in the girl's suits, she believed that Gary didn't steal her that generator that Tobias is using to block automatic powers. So anyway, meanwhile, back at Anissa's house, at Anissa's loft apartment, Jennifer figured a way how to. Jennifer figured that since she's a generator, if she can restart her powers, she can block whatever is blocking her powers. So basically Jennifer being hard-headed was shock herself, and managed to restore her powers, but not fully. So basically Jennifer being hard-headed did a experiment to restore her powers, and it worked. So basically, but she was not at full power. So basically, Jennifer said, "Don't worry, I can get back into full power." Is to go to the ionosphere to store my full power. So basically, since Jennifer is a human generator, so basically she can block the signal of Tobias's, metahuman nullifier generator. So because since Jennifer is a human generator, she can then change, can block the signal of Tobias's, nullifier, so that way her powers won't be blocked by Tobias's, nullifier generator. So anyway, so basically Anissa was against this idea, but with no choice, and she so basically, Mr. had no choice, because Jennifer was going to go into outer spirit anyway. So basically, she makes sure that once Jennifer, make sure that Jennifer comes back down, say from the atmosphere once he's fully charged. So anyway, back at Jefferson's house, Len and Jefferson was having the conversation about about Len's old boyfriend, helping her with her case, with her case and charges. So basically, Jefferson was acting a bit like a dick because she called her old boyfriend to help out with her situation. So anyway, Scandi showed up and they put their head together and figured out that that Tobias must have used Lana's generator and Bob's Medellin to block all the Medellin's power. So basically, Gary, Lynn, and Jefferson put their heads together, and they realized that that Tobias must have combined Lana's generator with Bob's Medellin to make a device that blocks all the Medellin's powers, and freedom. So basically that now they know that Tobias has a generator that is blocking all the Medellin's powers and freedom. So basically they need to find where Tobias is kicking the generator at and take it out. Meanwhile, while that was going on, Tobias told us that Tobias's campaign to take over Freeman is being backed by the Shadow Board that Lady Eve used to be a part of. So basically, Tobias was giving the Shadow Board a update about his about him taking over Freeman once he becomes mayor. So basically, the Shadow Board was pleased about how Tobias's efforts to take over Freeman was going on. So basically, the Shadow Board made clear once you become mayor, Tobias, you will have a seat at the table. So basically, Tobias was having this virtual meeting with the members of the Shadow Board, and the members of the Shadow Board is like, oh, I did. What's pleased about Tobias's work, where keeping the metahumans in line, and keeping the games in line, and about to become mayor. So basically, the Shadow Board made it clear to Tobias that once you become mayor, you have a seat at the table, and once the meeting was over, Tobias was not happy with the Shadow Board's decision to wait till he was. He's not happy with the Shadow Board's decision, until Tobias officially becomes mayor of Freeman, that's where he gets his seat on the Shadow Board. So basically, Tobias was not happy with that, the decision by the Shadow Board Council. He has to wait till he becomes mayor to have a seat at the table at the Shadow Board, at the Shadow Board. So basically, he's not happy that he still has to wait to get a seat at the Shadow Board, at the Shadow Board Council. So meanwhile, so basically, Anissa and Grace was having a conversation about, Grace did about their powers, is happy that her powers is gone, but Anissa, was doesn't feel the same way as Grace. So basically, they was kind of arguing over the powers, over her, Grace is happy that her powers is gone, but Anissa is not happy that her powers is gone. So basically, they were having a little conversation about that. While Jennifer, being assisted by TC, was able to absorb enough energy from the ionosphere to restore her powers fully. So basically, with that little help from TC, Jennifer was able to restore her powers fully after charging herself in the ionosphere, and the episode ended with this. So basically, Jennifer's powers is fully restored against her, flying into the ionosphere and absorbing the energy from the ionosphere. So anyway, it seems like things were going very well to Jennifer until we see this cloud of particles that in the ionosphere gathered together. It seems to gather together after she absorbed the energy from the ionosphere, gathered together in the ionosphere, and the episode ended with this cloud of particles in the ionosphere starting to get gathered together, and that's how the episode ended. So, with these particles in the ionosphere started to gather together after Jennifer, was able to restore her powers from absorbing the energy from the ionosphere. So anyway, things are starting to get very interesting. So basically, we know a lot of things that Tobias is being backed by the Shadow Board. Jennifer is now able to got her powers back and not be affected by Tobias's metahuman nullifier that blocks all metahuman powers in Freeman and whatnot. So anyway, things are starting to get very interesting right now in Freeman. So anyway, this was a very good episode of Black Lightning. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode of Black Lightning? Was it good, was it bad, or was it just okay, or just mad? Please let me know in the comments below this podcast. So anyway, that's all. To Sit Your Michael, let's go review. So, 1,